So just picture this for a second. You're walking down the street and suddenly seven robots pass by. One's delivering groceries, another sweeping the sidewalk, and few are helping people with everyday tasks. It doesn't feel like science fiction anymore. It feels real right now, and ultimately, that future isn't far away. It's coming faster than we think, and it's going to change everything. How we live, how we work, and even how we find meaning in life.
AI is not going to take your job, but someone who uses AI will take your job. And that's the same for companies. I said this to the company last week at our all hands. AI is not going to take our customers, but other competitors who are moving faster, who are using AI, will if we don't do it. And so that I think it's small thinking to say we're just going to use this to cut costs.
The thing I think the world is not ready for, like people have maybe abstractly thought like, okay, it's going to be a better programmer than me. It's going to be, better at customer support and whatever. I don't think the world has really had the humanoid robots moment yet. And I don't think that's very far away from like a visceral, like, oh man, this is going to do a lot of things that people used to do. So yeah, it's coming. And we have always tried to just be super honest about what we think the impact may be, realizing that we'll be wrong on a lot of details.
What happens when the humanoid robots get here?
They'll obviously do a lot of jobs, but the point I was trying to make is I think like the first day you're like walking down the street and there's like 7 robots that walk past you doing things or whatever, it's going to feel very sci-fi.
AI is really coming for your job, every bit of your job. And it's going to drive energy costs to effectively zero, will drive labor costs to effectively zero. You'll be able to get anything you want for effectively free, and you're still going to be traumatized because you have no meaning and purpose. People are going to start pushing back on that. So I think there's a pretty near-term timeline where this starts being problematic. 25 is the year it goes from, it kind of feels like I have an intellectual understanding to I feel that AI is doing something. That's this year. 26 is like, I'm really starting to take this seriously and I'm pushing back. I'm getting very vocal and I'm boycotting companies that use AI and I'm getting angry at the people that are building it. 27 is where you start seeing violence towards robots.
Just the programmers that are going to be out of work. We're all going to be out of work.
Because remember, the computers are now doing self-improvement. They're learning how to plan, and they don't have to listen to us anymore. That's why it's underhyped. People do not understand what happens when you have intelligence at this level, which is largely free. Self-improvement. They're learning how to plan, and they don't have to listen to us anymore. We call that superintelligence, or ASI, artificial superintelligence. And this is the theory that there will be computers that are smarter than the sum of humans. No. The San Francisco consensus is this occurs within 6 years, just based on scaling.
It's not a surprise that you can't find a job. I'm trying to tell you right now, this is the beginning of the artificial intelligence, let's just call it nosedive. Entry-level jobs are disappearing all over the place. People who just graduated, I know you guys are struggling to find a job. That's not going to stop. I want to be pretty honest with you. What you're experiencing is the beginning of the artificial intelligence wave of destruction. Even the CEO of Anthropic had to admit that in an interview with Axios. Go read that article. It's available now. They talked about it on Morning Joe on the news. So if they talked about it on the news with the old timers, what do you think about the seriousness of this situation? People are asking all the time, what should you do? Here's my honest answer. Focus on people-based experiences. Learn how to start building stuff with your hands. The artificial intelligence wave is here.
Okay, this one is so interesting to me. College enrollment is down, like majorly. A lot of colleges are having to lay off professors, close dorm rooms, so many things I've been hearing. Why is it that Gen Z are choosing blue collar jobs rather than going to college? I mean, I get it, to be honest, because college is insanely expensive. You hear about a lot of millennials and Gen Z graduating and their student loan debt is insane, to the point where they can't afford to buy a house or start a family. So I get it, but wow, I was really curious to hear that news. It's down like drastically.
A lot of Americans are giving up on the job market. They're applying to lots of jobs, they're going on interviews, and they're not getting these opportunities. And the opportunities are starting to feel more and more dead end, even because of the low wages and even the crazy interview process, and that a lot of people need to go to. There is endless automation now that you have to kind of compete against them. You know, the whole AI thing as well, and people are just really fed up. It's really hard, and the thing is, a lot of these jobs just don't pay as well. And I get it on one end. The employer sometimes can only pay so much, but at the other end of the spectrum, the employee needs to be able to have the ability to earn a living wage. And a living wage shouldn't take 80 hours a week of work. 40 hours is already a lot, and that is not being lazy. That is just reality. 40 hours a week of work should be enough. And in another country, you have to even work less than that. Back in the day, just one person working 40 hours a week usually was enough to sustain a family. I think what we're going to start to see more of is people trying to learn a higher demand skill. So a lot of that's going to be tech, digital marketing, skill trades. People are actually going to start looking at what types of jobs are going to be needed in the future, especially with AI coming along and investing in that more. And the 9-to-5 job is not cutting it for millions of people. A lot of people are having to create their own paths and start something more entrepreneurial. They are starting online businesses. They are starting more freelance work, build side hustles, because they are seeing that the job market is not very reliable right now. So we need to complement, not it will completely replace our income in different ways. Also, a lot of times people want a certain jobs. They want this perfect job, but in real life, we may just need to find things that teach certain skills also. A job that can predict what is going to be around, is going to be able to provide enough for you in the future, and also allows room for your growth, your development in a job. And if you're looking to have longevity with a company, and again, kind of like what I was saying before, looking at starting something new yourself, some kind of side hustle, some type of consulting, maybe opening up a small business. You can do a lot of different things for yourself. Everybody is good at something, right? And everybody can find different ways. And be creative to try and make some extra income. And maybe eventually that can turn into full-time income for you. I think it's already really important to never stop learning. Education shouldn't just end once you finish your school. Education can continue. There's so much that we can learn. You can learn online, and you can read through the books. You can learn through other people in your surroundings. You can learn. You can raise your knowledge. It's going, and if all of that increase, it's going to increase your chances in the future of being able to sustain yourself. So I'm just hoping that everybody stays positive, keep driving forward. Know that things are not impossible, and even with the job market being as difficult as it is, I think we need to continue to endure. And I hope that this can encourage you more after this video. So take care, and let me know in your comments section below. How do you feel about this video? And if you like it, I will create more this kind of content for you. Okay, so now goodbye, and see you in the next video as always.